So this mech boy's got shooter, most bigger, at your service. So I guess he's going to be able to daka his way through a few Tyranids. Whoa. He's got that teleporty pack as well. This guy's looking like a lad. Looking kind of... He's got some fucking delts on him for a mech boy, hasn't he? Got some deltoids has this mech boy. What? Okay, here's the question, guys. Tell me in the comments down below. How much do you think this mech boy right here can overhead press? What can this mech boy OHP? Tell me in the comments down below. I know, because I'm his mate. So, whoever gets closest to the actual weight wins. What do you win? I don't know. I'll think about that. Anyway, he told you he's got the big fucking shooter. He kills that Hormigorn absolutely instantly with his daka. And he's going to teleport out there because he does not want any more of that. He's got to reload though now. He's going to chase after them. Maybe get another model? Nah, sad times. Needs to take some cover now because those deltoids are getting fucking eaten up by flesh borers from the termagants there. Damn it, I swore in the first minute. Now ad revenue money. Bloody hell. I just can't help it, man. It's so hard. So now that I've got no ad revenue money from this video, at least one of you needs to subscribe to my Patreon. So check the description check the link in the description down below. You can subscribe to my Patreon. If you do, you're going to find yourself with access to about another 26, 27, 28, 29 casts, depending on when I upload this. I don't know when that will be. And an extra 2 will be coming every week, and a big fuck up there from Fufu actually not teleporting his mech boy out after being flesh hooked, rather hitting retreat and taking extra damage. I think the Elixir Alpha there could have probably caught him and killed him with one more attack. But Breadnought wasn't going to chance it, so he got out of there beforehand. Didn't want to get special by any of these slugger boys. And I just noticed we've got the very rarely seen double sluggers, double shooters. What are these slugger boys doing? What are you doing, lads? You're not wanting to scrap? You're doing some covert tactics. Whoa. Ooh, we always wanted one of them. Gotta admit, I do love the face masks they wear. The welding masks. Because, you know, health and safety is very important for the orc culture. It's alright to die in combat. It's not alright to blind yourself, though, with your fucking burner. Because you don't have a welding mask. But yeah, these burner sluggers on this side not finding themselves in quite a nice position. And they're having to deal with double termagants, homagants and warriors. Not going to go too well for them. Where are the rest of the lads? On the other side of the map? I don't know what Fufu's doing right now. He's playing very weird. Blob capping and stuff. Obviously couldn't see this elixir here. Because he snuck past whilst infiltrated. So now these units are going to be rotating, and we've got a very heavy tier 1 from Fufu. Though not really. We're not seeing any shooter upgrades yet, no mech boy upgrades, just the double burners. So it's not like the expenditure on these initial 4 boys is very high. It's not like we're seeing stone boys, double sluggers, and double fully upgraded shooters. They're just naked shooters for now. But we'll see. This engagement's not... well, it looks fine, actually. There's no Hormigons. So he should be fine. Mech Boy would probably get a lot of value just running in and punching one of the termagants. Oh, right now, the Bav Strangler. Bav Strangler can't suppress everything unless you blob your entire army up, then it kind of can. And Hormigons, honestly, you should probably stop capping because this is becoming a winnable engagement for Breadnought. If only he had the Hormigons there. Stormboy is now getting into melee with the Warrior Brood. Is going to be a pretty bad time for them. Stormboy is such an amazing counter to the Bav Strangler because they do power melee damage. A power melee jump squad. The only power melee jump squad in tier 1, I should say. And I mean... there's not many power melee jump squads in tier 2 either. In fact, there's only Bloodletters, right? You can get the Autark, who can get power melee with an upgrade, but she's not squad, so her DPS is Nowhere near the DPS of Stormboys. And then I guess in tier 3 you get Vanguard, Veterans. Yeah. Power Melee in a jump squad, very strong, very good against Bow Stranglers, but we'll see. Homeguns right now having the feast of their lives, eating up some shooters. But we've got to be careful though. Don't want to end up having these sluggers on retreat path. Fufu clearly exceptionally rusty in this game. I think he's come back after quite a hiatus, and his micro is showing us that quite clearly. So finally getting his 3rd gen up, obviously very late because he's got 5 squads of boys, so that was a lot of requisition. Not really sure what Breadnought is trying to do right now. He's not going to be able to infiltrate whilst he's been hitting melee. I think he was hoping that he'd be able to infiltrate and walk away without having to retreat, but yeah, Stormboy's not going to let you do that. Oh, that was a bad jump. Yeah, completely wastes his jump now. He really could have done with it to actually tie up the warriors. Not that he would really want to be jumping in there on his own anyway, because he's just going to get hit by crippling poison and then they're going to suppress him, so he needs to stagger all that. Let's see. Yeah, too many boys here for the poor Tyranids to deal with. Just got to get out of there. That's the thing, they can split up, crippling poison, just split, get the Bow Strangler to suppress. If they outnumber the enemy, but certainly when the enemy outnumbers you can't do any of that crap. But Fufu is super behind on tech. Not that that's a huge deal in this matchup. We've got double big shooters now as well. Double burners, double big shooters, battery pack, Daka, and Stormboys. Okay, now this is a very heavy tier 1. But like I'm saying, it's not a crazy big deal. The main threat really will be the Adrenal Gland Warriors, because they're just absurdly tanky. And obviously they will buff the Hormagaunts. Adrenal Gland Warriors plus Gene Stealers is going to kick the ass out of all of this. But at least Gene Stealers can be shot to death by shooters. Unlike, you know, a Razorback or something. Or a Death Dread. Nice use of aiming What's That onto the Warrior Brood to stop this whole kiting nonsense. Suppress them, then it's going to be harder for them to kite. Another aiming What's That. And then your Stormboys can really output their DPS. Really mitigating the crippling poisons there quite nicely. And we got one of the warriors dying. Now we've got burner sluggers in melee with Termagants. Termagants just need to retreat out of there. This is a terrible spot for them. And it's going to be a Tyrant Guard for Breadnought. Now obviously, with tier 1 boys, you do not want to fight a Tyrant Guard. It will rip through Orc boys very fast. However, look at this map, man. It's a huge map. It's going to be very difficult for the Tyrant Guard to have good mobility on this map. So Fufu should just be able to avoid it. Just run away from it, and then in tier 2 you get a War Truck. And you just whiz around the map on your War Truck with your double slugger boys. And you ignore the Tyrant Guard till it's isolated, and then you gangbang it with double slugger boys and storm boys, which normally wouldn't be particularly cost effective, but the thing is, you can just keep reinforcing and you'll just kill the Tyrant Guard because it can't retreat. And even if it goes in shield wall, your Stormboy Knob does heavy melee, so he will pierce through that. It's tricky. Now obviously you don't want to take a big fight with all your melee. You don't want to get all your melee in an army versus army fight and just throw it on the Tyrant Guard. That's stupid. Because all the supporting fire from the Termagants, the suppression from the warriors, etc., it'll be too much and the Tyrant Guard will actually win. So you just run away. With the War Truck, you whiz around, like I said, and you wait for the Tyrant Guard to be isolated. Because it will get isolated. Because all the Tyranid units are so fast. These are 6.5, these are speed 6. Even the warriors are speed 5.5 when the average unit in this game is speed 5. So, they will find themselves outpacing the Tyrant Guard. And so the Tyrant Guard will naturally find itself isolated, like it is right now. If Stormboys were to jump on the warriors, bang. Now there's no support for the Tyrant Guard. War Truck comes in, double sluggers unload, Stormboys are there, like the Tyrant Guard's dead. Which is why on this map I would generally go for Gene Stealers and go the melee route. Not that that would not have counters. Fufu could counter that with a Weird Boy and a really nice Warp Vomit, but You know, you're the lictor. You can hunt the weird boys. Lone Hunter here on the Lictor Alpha. So if he gets a weapon upgrade with the Lone Hunter, he will be able to take on the Slugger Boys. I think this is the first time he's seeing the Tyrant Guard. He's going to try and engage it in melee, but like I said, this is a terrible idea because there's supporting units nearby. Ignore it for now. Send the Sluggers after the Barb Strangler. Yeah, and instantly loses the knob there on that Slugger Boy squad. Not ideal. Lost a lot of boys as well. Now the Storm Boys do get into melee with the Warriors, which is good. I think that did proc the 10% HP off on the Tyrant Guard. Though I'm not sure if Storm Boys can win this fight against the TG. Oh, that was a very nice special attack from the Tyrant Guard. They do. They've got the battery pack heal from the Mech Boy. That's going to be enough. Yeah, Storm Boy Knob slays that fucker. Well done. That's why he's the knob. That is why he's the knob. Armagants do finally arrive to the fight, but they're too late, unfortunately. They do kill 4 Shooter Boys very fast. Does this Lictor have an upgrade? No, he doesn't, so he's not really doing a lot of damage right now. No weapon upgrade, and obviously the Armagants are nearby, so the damage buff from the Lone Hunter is not kicking in yet. It is kicking in now, though. You can see that orange buff circle underneath him, so he's doing 40% extra damage. I'd have probably stayed in play a little bit longer. This Storm Boy Knob must be losing a fair amount of HP. So good fight there for Fufu. Kind of. I mean, he did actually bleed a damn lot. I mean, he lost those shooters. He obviously sorry, not shooters, Storm Boys. And he lost, I don't know, was it maybe like 7 Slugger Boys and the Slugger Knob? So he bled a lot. And yeah, Breadnought's just got another fucking Tyrant Guard out already. So I don't know. That doesn't feel like that was super cost effective. Double Termagants now arriving with their upgraded Toxin Sacks. No knobs on these Shooter Boys, so they're going to get wrecked. Burner's going to quickly dispatch that Capillary Tower. Slugger's not keen to engage the Tyrant Guard here whilst it is isolated, so this would be a good time to engage it, but I guess there's not that much support. You really want these Storm Boys nearby so that they can jump on the Barb Strangler and shut it down. And then the Storm Boys can go wild. Burners onto Termagants and that kind of thing. But Fufu's kind of mismanaging his engagements quite badly here. Armagant's coming back down this side. I mean, there's no gens for Fufu. He really needs a vehicle. Whether it's a War Truck or a Death Dread, I think it would be very helpful right now. Like, if he had a Death Dread, that thing can just charge in and just charge at the Warrior Brood. And if and when a Venom Brood is spawned, it can do the same thing to the Venom Brood. Be helpful. So we see this tactic again, aiming what's that into the Stormboy jump. I think he's doing it wrong though. I think he should use the Stormboy jump first and then use the aiming what's that. Not aiming what's that and then use the Stormboy jump, because you're kind of wasting a few seconds of your aiming what's that way, because you're suppressing them before you even jump. Jump in, because you will stun the warriors anyway, and then hit them with the aiming what's that after you stun them with the knob. Oh, Tyrant Guard there, slaying the fucking Stormboy knob. They just took too much damage trying to force off the Barb Strangler. I feel like Fufu is really messing up his engagements here. I feel like these shooters should be hunting the Hormagaunts and the Lictor, and then the Sluggers and the Stormboys need to stay together. Like right now, these shooters, they're just pointless. They're not doing anything. They can't hurt the super heavy infantry armor of the TG, but here we go again. This is what I'm talking about. Isolated Tyrant Guard. These Sluggers, I don't know what they're doing. Well, I mean, I do. They're idling. But yeah, even just the one Slugger right now, you can see the DPS they output's insane. We do have triple War here, so they're all getting a damage buff. But yeah, even just one Slugger there, able to take out the Tyrant Guard, because it's isolated. It doesn't have Synapse buffing its damage resistance, and it doesn't have any of the support, none of the crippling poisons, none of the Barb Stranglers, none of that shit. It's gonna get wrecked. Fortunately, there's another Tyrant Guard. I mean, this is just classic Tyranids, it seems, in 2023. Trains and trains of Tyrant Guards. But like I say, I really think it's a bad map for the Tyrant Guards, man. It's so hard to keep them in play. What's this? Is this Venom Brood? Why? Going for Death Spitters, I guess? But Yeah, he is going for the death spears. I don't know about that. I mean, it gives him another decent ranged unit, but it feels... It just feels weird. Why? I'd rather get Gene Stealers, you know? I don't know, I guess Breadnought really likes to have 2 ranged units at all times. He lost that Termite squad, perhaps just wants to have another one so he can sort of kite and focus fire. Got a Pain Boy from Fufu, seems extremely odd. Maybe gonna lose him straight away, I think he is. He doesn't realise his positioning, lol. Fufu! God damn it, brother. Why are you not getting a vehicle anyway? Why? I mean, like, obviously I see why he's going for a Pain Boy. He wants to heal his melee, he wants that melee support, which is fine. I really think a Pain Boy right now would have been beautiful. Obviously we see the Venom Brood, but now they've locked into Death Spears, so... I don't know. On a big map like this, to not get a War Truck just seems so strange. The War Truck's faster than every other transport, and guys, if you play this game, you know transports are friggin' fast as it is. Trying to catch a War Truck on this massive map, it'd be a nightmare, and you've literally got double sluggers, so you've got beautiful synergy with the War Truck. Double sluggers coming out of the War Truck is going to be very punishing to a lot of things the Tyranids can field. But the problem for Fufu right now anyway is just VPs, so again, just get a War Truck. You need the mobility to contest these VPs. How does Fufu only have 68 VPs right now and Breadnought has 370? Ticking down very slowly here for Breadnought. But it no longer will be, because there's going to be a 1-to-1 cap again. And Breadnought is going to take his time. He's going to go to tier 3. He knows obviously he's got the time, because he's got that VP lead. And Fufu's going to be getting another Pain Boy. Which, yeah, I don't know. I disagree with it. It's fine, it's okay, but I really think the War Truck would just be leagues better. Let's see how this engagement goes. We've got clearly some major fuck up here with the sluggers blobbing. But okay, they're just going to wipe the warriors. Yeah, all the war buffs are just causing problems. So the war buff stacks, and he used 4 of it there. So you got 4 stacks of a little speed boost and a damage boost. And yeah, you've seen the result there. Dead Barb Strangler Warrior Brood. I don't think he had the 4x Swarm. That would have been a good idea. Just for the simple fact that it gives you more HP on your Warrior Brood. But also it gives you Desiccator Lava, which is an ability. You spawn it out in the area around you and it makes enemies take more damage whilst they're in it. So that would have been helpful. But again, Tyrant Guard, isolated, caught on its own, gets slayed by the Orc melee. It's a problem. I don't like the Tyrant Guard for this reason. Tyrant Guard can... Well, they trade amazing against the Orcs because they can fight them in melee without worrying about being specialed, which is something Hormagaunts have to worry about due to their low melee skill. And you don't have to worry about backlash. And they don't bleed. So that's cool. And another trick you can use to beat the high model, high DPS Orc melee is you spawn Spore Mines out of your towers for 50 rec, and you escort the Tyrant Guard with Spore Mines, because obviously the explosion of the Spore Mines, whilst it does friendly fire, it's AoE damage, right? So the damage of Spore Mines on Tyrant Guard, which is only one thing, one model, very small, negligible. Whereas imagine if you're surrounded by double sluggers, that's 14 models, and Storm Boys, that's 20 models. It's going to hurt the Orcs 20 times as much as it hurts the Tyrant Guard. So that can be a nice little tactic to use to protect your Tyrant Guard from melee. Breadnought obviously not doing that. But in general, I would not advise going for the Tyrant Guard on a map this big. It will inevitably find itself isolated, no matter how many Synapse creatures you have to escort it, no matter how many towers you try to build. And then it's so easy for them to pick off. And remember, Fufu here hasn't even got a War Truck. If Fufu had a War Truck, imagine how easy it is for him to whiz around the map, split your Tyranid forces up, because you're trying to respond to how he's appearing everywhere with his troops coming out of this War Truck. And then, guess what? Your Tyrant Guard gets isolated, he whizzes over with that War Truck, and then rips it to pieces with 14 boys. Well, 12 boys and 2 knobs, but you know what I mean. Breadnought, though, the one thing... Well, he's got 2 things going for him. He's got VPs, And he's got a Carnifex, so we'll see, we'll see. Obviously, he's kind of capitulating as far as fights go right now, but maybe the Carnifex can swing it. Melee Carnifex right now would perform admirably. You do have the option of the Beamy Death Gun on the Mech Boy. That would be kind of no-brainer. Still feels so sad that Fufu hasn't fielded any... Oh, this is a bad retreat path for the Venom Brood. Yikes, through Stormboys and Sluggers. Oh, and a Pain Boy. That is going to be 2 lost models. I was going to say, still feels bad that Fufu... Bloody hell, Fufu, what was that jump? Completely unnecessary. Feels bad that Fufu hasn't fielded any vehicles at this point. And I think, honestly, going for something like a Death Dread would not be a bad idea. Has he seen the Carnifex? He hasn't. So he's going for the Death Dread anyway. If he's seen the Carnifex, he might go for a War Truck and Tank Busters. That would be, obviously, a fantastic counter to a melee Carnifex. And I feel like Breadnought kind of has to go for a melee Carnifex, because a ranged Carnifex right now, when there is level 3 Stormboys and level 4 and super close to level 4 Sluggers with a Pain Boy, dude, those 3 could just, on their own, they could rip the Carnifex to pieces if it's a ranged Carnifex, because the ranged Carnifex lack the melee resist. So I feel like you've got to go for a Thornback, and the problem with that is, of course, it then can't actually deal with a War Truck and Tank Buster combo, because it's not going to be able to catch it. Again, the speed of the War Truck is going to be super problematic. But it's a Death Dread anyway, not a War Truck, and check out Fufu's red as well. Probably should be spamming that more Daka global of the Mech Boy quite liberally right now, because he has 999 red. Oops. So it's going to be a Stranglethorn Cannon. I don't know about this. Obviously, if you land a good hit here, it is going to do huge damage and suppress everything, which is lovely, but Pain Boy can just heal it off, the damage of one of them. And then Stormboys. I mean, actually, right now, the Death Dread is a problem, because there's no melee resist on the Carnifex, and the Death Dread does have melee resist, so it will probably... I mean, it's going to come very close to beating this Carnifex in melee. And now Stormboys jump in, they land on the Death Spinner Venom Brood. If they kill a model, that's 10% of the Carnifex's HP gone. It looks like they weren't close in that case. But now, oh, the Sluggers are just repairing the Death Dread, and the Stormboys can get in there with a heavy melee. Does spawn some Spore Mines, which will do very good right now, and really needs to explode them. What is he doing? Yeah, he does explode them. But the Shoot Boys are coming to support, and yeah, look at this Carnifex get ripped to pieces in melee. Honestly, Sluggers at this point should just stop repairing and just charge this thing with War. Just hit the War button and charge at the enemy. Doesn't even need it. Death Dread. Oh, one more hit from the Death Dread. We'll finish it off. There we go. Use that red. Cult of Speed activated from the Mech Boy. And he uses a special attack, which hits him and kills the Carnifex. Not a very good choice from Breadnought, I have to admit. And he's going to throw in the towel at that point. He's got nothing left. Just got the Death Spitters and double Termagants. The VPs will be 0 before he knows it. There you go. Hey, Orcs won. Shit, guys, I feel like it's been a long time since Orcs won on this channel. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm always casting Orcs losing, but there you go. Orcs finally won one. And it was Orcs v Tyranids, which is dope. Nice melee combat action. Hope you did enjoy that one. And as I was saying earlier, if you enjoyed the casts, support me on Patreon, because patrons get extra content. Check it out. Description's in the link below. That's all from your boy Torpid this time. Signing out.